Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do a book review of a book written by Honoré de Balzac. The book is called The Chouans. It helps to know a little bit about the history of the French Revolution and to know so you can set yourself in this period of time where this occurs because it is important and it makes it more interesting if you're familiar with the history. One of the main goals of the French Revolution was to overthrow the monarchy and the aristocracy. And after that occurred, Napoleon rose and he created a republic. There was a backlash for a decade or more from other forces pushing back against the republic. You have the republic, which is called the Blues, and then on the other side of this, some battles that take place in northern France, where the aristocracy, though they were deposed in France, fought back against Napoleon's republic. So in this case, you have Chouans are a group of people, an organized group of people in Brittany and northern France, and they're peasants. And they joined with the aristocracy to fight the republic. They're a peasant people. They're very tough and they're shrewd, and they're very good fighters. As I understand it, the resistance to Napoleon came from a lot of different sources. It wasn't all allied against Napoleon. And so this is such a kind of a local war, battles that occurred. The whole book is kind of battle oriented, where there's always all this tension from potential violence that's going to occur. Within that framework, you have a romance that occurs. And there's a character named Madame de Verneuil who is on the side of the Republic. So she meets a man in a carriage named Monsieur de Monteron. But he's on the side of the aristocracy. But he's in disguise when they meet. So they have this very sparkling, aggressive dialogue, and they kind of start to like each other. And so then, as it progresses, they kind of, with all these different episodes, they fall in love, and then she learns that he's on the other side, and so that changes their romance. But they still seem to be in love. But so there's all this battles going on, and there's many different characters. They're all very well done, and the tension is very high through pretty much the whole novel. So it's kind of a forbidden love story that toward the middle, it's interesting to me because Balzac focuses more on Madame de Verneuil's thinking during this romance, and she changes her mind a lot. She makes a lot of emotional decisions, and it changes direction a lot. And so it's very interesting because it's kind of the romance from this woman's point of view. There's also another aspect of this is that it takes place in a town called Fougères in northern France and Brittany, and Balzac really gets into the geography of the town and the buildings in the town, and he's very precise about describing the location. So much so that I have the desire to visit this town that I never even heard of. But after reading about it in this book, I've got to go see this town, Fougères. So that's kind of interesting. He just made it so interesting. So it's a good book, and I'm glad I read it. Now I just want to mention a couple of things that maybe a couple of quotes from Balzac. There is this to be said for women, that they never consider the rights or wrongs of their most reprehensible actions. They are governed by feeling. Even in their double dealing, there is a natural straightforwardness of impulse, and it is only in women that one will find crime without baseness. Most of the time, women just don't know how their action happened. The society the Duc de Verneuil moved in, and to which he introduced me, was enchanted by the dervishly cynical philosophy that was being acclaimed in France, because of the wit in which it was expounded everywhere. I listened, fascinated, to brilliant conversationalists whose intellectual grasp and subtlety won acceptance for a wittily expressed contempt for every moral belief. Those men could satirize fine feelings and transfix them with their shafts all the more shrewdly because they had never known them. Their epigrams were insidiously persuasive, and so was the gay geniality with which they could sum up the whole experience in a bon mot. Their failing, though, often was too much wit, and they wearied the women by making love an art, rather than a matter that concerned the heart. I did not try to swim against that current very hard, yet my temperament was too passionate for me not to feel that wit had desiccated all those hearts. The result of the life I lived then was to set up a perpetual conflict between my natural feelings and the wrong habits of thought I had contracted. That's the Chouans by Honoré de Balzac. Thanks for watching.